Hi, I'm Gareth Stokes. I'm a design and test engineer at ETT. Used to build our own billy carts with my dad. There was a bunch of kids in our street, so we 6 wide coming down the street. That really set me up. From then on, I just loved motorsport. First started playing with cars as soon as I could actually get my licence. Did all the work myself on the cars. Yeah, it's really great now. I've got my son who's 5, Lachlan. He loves spending time with me now with the race cars. 12 years ago, got the opportunity to come over and work for ETT as a design engineer and be able to work on emergency vehicles. The first sprinters that we built for the New South Wales Ambulance Service helped take the fleet from one of the oldest ambulance service fleets in the country to one of the most modern. That was a success because of the collaboration from the design committee from the New South Wales Ambulance Service. Made a change from being the sort of take it or leave it type ambulance that the ambulance service was used to back prior to that. We've been able to keep in a design evolving around new technology. Yeah, we get to do a lot of testing. We've had a 4-time rollover, and the ambulance officers have been able to get out without hardly a scratch. I don't think that would have happened with the older style of ambulance.
Hi, I'm Jeff Lloyd. I'm currently the Senior Auto Electrician here at ETT. A lot of the work we're involved with them is problem solving. We're coming up with new ideas, helping them work out solutions to some of the problems that they have. Our biggest one we've just done lately is what we call an ALS stretcher, where once again it's something that it's to take the load off the paramedics loading people into the vehicles there. It's pretty much a user one-button operation, so it becomes it's not a complicated process for them to do.
My name is Bruno Febo. I'm the floor production manager for the custom shed. We always like to obviously build what the ambulance service requests. At the same time, we do add our own inputs into what we give them. The T5, VW T5 was a good little development vehicle, and it was loved by most of the drivers. Very good for like race courses and little events like that. The T4 was a car that was used before the T5. We were told to introduce that sort of fitment to a newer car. We basically tried to use what we could out of that vehicle, but being a different shape, we just could only use what we had. So we basically redeveloped all the insides and gave them pretty much exactly what they wanted, if not better.
In around 2005, I was lucky enough to go on a proving ride day with a paramedic from SAC. Went out as an operational ambulance for the day. The skill level of the ambulance officer was amazing, cutting through the traffic under full lights and sirens. Even for someone who's a race driver, it was a massive adrenaline rush. And then to get there and stabilise the patient, they do that all day long, day after day. Yeah, and going on the ride day, we're able to see little things like when we were approaching the scene, we needed to turn the siren off to keep the patient as calm as possible for when the ambulance officer got there. We're able to customise the buttons on the screen. Actually feel pretty privileged to be able to work with Mercedes-Benz Germany and Australia. After years of hard work, we're able to set up a partnership where they trust us enough to supply their full CAD data for the Mercedes Sprinter. That's allowed us to make the ambulance interiors and even in such as the bariatric design, the whole body, without actually having a car on site. Fits first time and gets closer to what the ambulance service needs. I used to have Mercedes-Benzes as wedding cars when I was young, so I was always out cleaning them and polishing them, and it's a big privilege to be able to work with a company like Mercedes-Benz and also to interact that with working with the ambulance service. Even we've had engineers come out from Mercedes-Benz Germany and are actually been impressed with what we do here at ETT. I really enjoy coming up with new innovations and always looking at better ways of doing things. At the end of the day, it's amazing to see our ambulances in operation around Australia and even around the world.